What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Posco.
Wow, you said Posco.
Wow.
All right. We're gonna wind that back.
Are you gonna keep that?
Yeah.
You better be keeping that.
It's the end of the year. Screw it. Just keep it.
Yeah.
We'll send it.
Full
All right.
send.
Well,
let's go.
Well, what's up, everyone, and welcome to the Crossroads Podcast, your place to get the latest news, events, and discussion in the world of PlayStation, Xbox, and PC gaming. I am your host, LeRon Dawkins, and back with me are my wonderful co-host, the wonderful Stoy. What's up?
How you doing? That's all I have to say.
The amazing Andre. What's up?
Hi ho, everyone. How's everyone's end of the year shopping going? Because mine is splendid.
We're not gonna talk about that. Like we're 4 days out from we're technically 4 days out from Christmas as of this recording, because like it's nighttime here now on the 20th.
Okay.
So and I've only bought two things.
Well, I'm waiting until the 23rd to go shopping, so I beat you.
The 23rd is not here yet. What are you talking about?
Well, I get paid that day, and then I'm going to go.
Oh,
to the mall,
there we go. There we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
Then,
so you're not using credit cards. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. And the only special guest we have tonight is you, our audience. So thank you for coming back and checking us out for this year-end episode. We're going to do things a little bit differently here tonight. There's no news to talk about. There's no notable games to talk about. We're going to do something different with our What Are We Playing section, which you will find out about that a little bit later. But guys, how are y'all doing tonight?
Well, as I was saying to the boys when I hopped on, I don't know if anyone that listens to this lives in Vancouver. If you do, you can skip ahead. If you don't, I woke up to about 2 feet of snow. And when it snows in Vancouver, everyone loses their mind. So I've basically been.
It's good to know that's like a common thing, because, like I said, we have that here in Wisconsin too, where it's like first sign of snow, everyone's like, "Oh no!"
Yeah,
trust me, Virginia is ridiculous too.
Trust you. You live in Virginia. You get a dusting, and it's like you close.
Well, no. Well, okay, that is true. That is true, because nobody knows how to fucking drive. Like, they act like that very thin line of white stuff on the ground is enough to cause like calamity.
Yeah.
Anyway, Andre.
Yeah, here in Vancouver, it's pretty much like the minute someone sees snow, they're like, "Wrap it up! We're not going in. That's it." And then the people that do go in, they're like, "Hey, I got this." And then they get in their vehicle and lose all sense of driving. And they're just like, left is right and right's up, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, just stay off the road, please, for the love of God. Stay off the road. And it's
do the rest of us a favor.
Yeah, do yourself and me and my sanity and everyone else's sanity off the fucking road, because I cannot handle people driving enough. But when you add snow or even like rain, it's just like.
What do you drive, out of curiosity?
I drive a Ford Escape, so like I'm okay. I'm okay. But when I see homeboy in like a Mercedes-Benz lowered to the ground in front of me, and he's just like
drive,
and he's giving her, I'm like, just why did you leave your house? Like, why did you leave the house?
Bro's got to make that bacon, man.
Yeah, bro has to make the bacon, even though he's stuck on the side of the road. So.
Well, I'm ashamed to admit I'm that asshole pickup truck driver in winter that's like blasting by everybody at 50 miles an hour down city streets when people are struggling to keep it at 10 miles an hour. And I'm like, ha, bitches.
See, I'm also that driver that shouldn't be driving in the snow, because I like to just like pull out of a turn and whip my shit sideways. But I
love that.
I shouldn't, but I do, and I can just control my vehicle, because I've been driving it for long enough. But obviously, if I'll turn the corner, see if there's people coming. If it's safe, I will do it. If there's cars, obviously I won't. But people that drive like you, Stoy, I'd rather that you fly by me, because then I know we won't get into a car crash. I'm like, you are up ahead, I'm here, I can do me around my area, and you're just going that way. That's fine. But when someone is like in front of me doing 10, I'm like, all right, listen.
That's a hazard. That's causing an accident.
Yeah.
So I woke up to a whole bunch of snow. On the way to my work, there's usually it takes me a certain time. It took me double the time to get to a certain spot that usually takes me about 8 hours. So I just turned around and I'm like, I'm not going to work, because my thought process was, if I go, say I made it to work, say for God some reason I made it to work. If I go to work and it keeps snowing, going home is going to be even worse.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, why even like take the risk? Because then I get stuck. I don't know, like what would feel like forever to get home. And plus, no one from my job site was even going into work. So I'm like, I'm just going to go home, take the day, and hopefully by tomorrow, we're supposed to get some sunshine. That'll be cool. Thursday, it's supposed to snow again into Friday, and Friday's a half day at work anyway. So I'm like, I don't even know if Friday will happen. So I'm just kind of playing it by ear at this point. Honest to God, I don't. Friday, I'll go into work and be like, all right, well, I'm just gonna wrap it up here. So yeah, that's Andre in a nutshell for you.
Congratulations, Argentina, winning your World Cup. And to all the 4 million fans in Argentina celebrating literally since Sunday, can you guys please leave Messi alone?
Let the guys celebrate.
Let the guy go home. Like, I was watching video just earlier today about like just a crowd of people. Can you imagine millions of people in the world? Imagine this to you, the viewer, the listener. Imagine millions of people in the world knowing where the fuck you live. Oh, and all of a sudden you do a thing like win a World Cup. And all of a sudden you come home and you have to have security escort you to your own home because there is a crowd of people in front of your house. Yes. Like, we're talking a metric shit ton of people that are just excited. They're just like, hey, we're happy. But, let the man go home in peace.
Yeah, I'm sure homeboy is just high on copium after his win. I'm sure he wants to go home to his kids.
Yeah. Well, I want to spend time with my family now. I've been away from them for a month. Or they were probably there with him, but, still. But, like, there was like security escorting his house, the car into his driveway, and just like people mobbing the street. Like, it's just fucking crazy, man. Soccer fans are just on another level. Like, you guys
are different.
You guys are different. Like, I'm happy for you. You guys won the World Cup. You guys deserve that win. That game was amazing. The game was fun to watch. But you guys need new heroes. You guys cannot be worshiping these sports athletes like they're fucking gods. Like, I get it. Sports is fun, but these people aren't your heroes.
Don't we do that in the United States, though?
Yes, we do. And I'm saying that by everybody. We worship sports heroes like they're gods. And it's like they're not. They're just people like you and me. They're just really good at sports.
That kind of reminds that kind of reminds me of what my roommate and I had a conversation because as you guys know, I've spoken to you, like I've been back and forth to the VA hospital like in the last couple of months because of stuff, and
too thick.
The doctor's like, we got to do something about that booty, LeRon.
Yeah, he
dumps like a quarter. Dumps like a truck, yo.
Way
dumps like a truck. That's all I'm saying.
Way too thick.
but yeah, we were having a conversation, and it's kind of like the opposite of what you were saying just now about athletes and stuff like that. Because like it's like America has a patriotism problem. But it's the most skewed patriotism problem they have, because like everybody swears up and down they're a patriot, but they don't have the fortitude to actually join the military, go into government work, do civil service and stuff like that. And it's the opposite of how like we glorify these athletes, because these athletes are like a 10%, like in a 10% crowd, like they do stuff even. They do stuff that the average person, cannot do. Like even at right now, like even if I thought about training that hard, I could never be as good as even like the red shirt athletes and stuff like that, stuff like that. So it's all funny how people get upswept about things, whether it's celebrities, whether it's athletes, whether it's how you view yourself as far as your country goes, things like that. People are weird.
Yep, sure are.
People are weird.
Find a hobby. Do something with your hands. Build
Oh.
something.
I was about to say, like, play video games.
Play video games. But for the love
Yeah.
of God, don't go at a developer because they made a game because it didn't jive with your feelings. Like, if there's anything that 2022 has taught me in video games, which is kind of the theme of this episode, I guess,
People are
is
fucking
that
pedantic.
is that people are shallow and pedantic. Like, just because someone makes something that doesn't jive with your feelings, like with what's happening with the DC universe now,
Oh,
it's
fuck.
like,
Okay, can someone update me? Did something happen to The Rock?
Yeah, apparently The Rock is not included in the new DC universe, cinematic universe.
Shut the fuck up! No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Why?
Like it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny and sad because it's like Henry Cavill's out as Superman, and he was like, I was really excited for that. The Rock was, Black Adam. He was
Black
really good
Adam.
at that. But it's like, you got a
did
new
he
guy
get
coming
axed?
in to.
Sorry,
What?
did he get axed for defending Cavill? Is that what happened?
No,
I don't. No. They're just DC is just doing a massive restructuring of their movie franchise.
So let me get this straight.
James Gunn came in to kind of James Gunn and Pete Safras or something like that are coming in to like retool the whole universe to be so there's continuity, kind of like how Marvel does it.
Okay, so the Rock for X amount hyped up Black Adam. He had his Project Rock UA stuff. Excuse me, hyping it up, press, blah 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 blah. Movie comes out, banger film. Henry Cavill at the end. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. Sorry. And then James Gunn comes in and goes, "Yeah, fuck it."
Like the Rock used to say, it doesn't matter that Henry Cavill is back as Superman.
Okay, actually, that's really shitty. I did not know, because I thought he got axed from DC for defending Cavill and being like, and talking shit to James Gunn.
Well, no, he didn't get axed. He didn't ask for defending Henry Cavill and whatnot. Actually, what The Rock did was actually like get Henry Cavill back after like the old guard was gone because like apparently like the old executives did not like Henry Cavill's Superman.
How do you not like Henry Cavill's Superman?
The fans loved Henry Cavill's Superman.
I think
when you're making movies, when you're making properties, you're not making them for yourselves. You're making them for the fans, for the people that are going to consume your content. Much like a video game, you are making video games for the consumers and for the fans.
Mm-hmm. Here's my speculation about the whole Henry Cavill thing. Like he fucked up. He fucked up when he started doing The Witcher. But he probably started doing The Witcher because he thought there was nothing else for him to do in the DC universe. And
it was 10 years later.
Well, I was.
They're still making these Justice League. They're still making these Justice League movies. Well, they were planning to make these Justice League movies before all this shit went down.
And then the whole Zack Snyder fiasco kind of took the bed. And then they were like, well, let's work with these other properties, and while we try to figure out what the hell to do with Superman.
Yeah. But
I know. Sorry, go on.
I was literally just saying that's just my 2 cents on that. That's all I was going to say.
All I'm going to say is if James Gunn gets a new actor and like redoes Superman, it'll fucking be a huge thing. Everyone will lose it. You
know what's going to happen is that the new Superman movie is going to come out, which he said he's going to do a new Superman movie. Superman's in the first wave, and it's going to be a younger Superman. So that's probably why they don't want to do Henry Cavill.
We had Smallville.
I don't know if they're going to hire that guy or hire a different guy, but you know what? The movie's going to come out. It's going to be a good movie. Everyone's going to forget about Henry Cavill, and we're all going to move on with our lives.
Probably.
Yeah.
Low-key.
You hear that?
I have reboot fatigue though, so like it'll be really hard for me because like man, like Spider-Man getting rebooted twice, I was like I'm done.
Listen, Spider-Man, I get it. Parents are dead. Batman, I get it. Parents are dead.
Yeah, I mean, Batman, Jesus Christ, now that being said, I do love the MCU's take on Peter Parker. I do love it, I love those 3 movies so far, but I could not get into a single one of those Andrew Garfield films.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, here's my take.
I thought those were the better ones.
I did not like the Amazing. I did not. Well, okay, well maybe. Okay, so obviously Crossroads is nerds road today. So let's do that.
Yeah,
Nerds
listen,
Road.
everyone. If you're expecting a video game
Hike
podcast,
those glasses up your face, everybody. Come on.
we're gonna
let's
be
go.
talking about that. But this particular episode is just the boys shooting shit. That's literally what's gonna be happening today.
Hell
So if
yeah.
you're expecting gaming news and all that jazz, I
There's no
apologize.
news.
There's
There's
no
no news.
news, so we are literally just gonna be three dudes nerding out. That's it. That's it.
Yep.
Actually, here's the news right now. There's no new notable games coming out for the rest of the year. There's that. Microsoft and Sony are still having a fucking slap fight about the Activision Blizzard, like acquisition. They're still doing that. The Witcher 3 came out, and the Witcher 3 next gen update came out, and it's a clusterfuck.
It looks. I don't know. I think it looks good.
It looks good, but it has performance issues.
Of course it does, because it's CD Projekt Red, and they can't put out a proper product to save their fucking life.
No, they have to wait
matter
a year,
what
update it, and
they
then it's good.
do.
But anyway, I think Tobey Maguire was the best Peter Parker. I think Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man. I think Tom is the best of both of them. That's my take. Thank you for
That's a
coming
good
to
take.
TED Talk.
That's a good take.
I have had that.
The best one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my thing about Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Mhm.
Like they're because they did not want to. This is what hurt the Andrew Garfield one for me. Like they rebooted it how I don't even know how many years after like Spider-Man 3 Tobey Maguire came out, but they rebooted Spider-Man and they wasted half the first movie going over the origin story again. That's what turned me off. And also I'm not a big Emma Stone fan. I'm not a big Emma Stone. Something's weird about her face.
I like Emma Stone.
The only time I've liked Emma Stone was in Easy A, and what was the movie with her?
Great film. Oh,
What was the movie?
Zombieland?
No, the movie with her and Ryan Gosling. It was a gangster movie.
Oh,
It was like a film noir movie.
For some reason I want to say Sin City, but it's not Sin City.
She was wearing that blue dress. Shit, I don't. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. But anyway, like I wasn't really fond of it, even though I did like that they were doing a better reimagining of some of those corny ass Spider-Man villains. The Rhino, come on, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But so the MCU introduces Tom Holland as Peter Parker, and I was like, yo, like we got young Spider-Man, like he's bumbling around trying to figure himself out and stuff. I kind of like this. They did not waste a movie. They did not waste any movie on an origin story. Thank God. And
at this point, we understand his parents are dead.
Well, yeah,
he got bit by a spider. He's Spider-Man. We get it.
But here's the thing
with his hot aunt.
Yeah,
but here's the thing, and this is something that Hollywood does to itself. Hollywood always wants to like I don't know, spoon feed stuff to the fans, to newcomers to that franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always somebody out there who does not know how Spider-Man got his powers. There's always somebody out there who doesn't know how Captain America got his powers. There's always somebody out there who does not know how the Avengers came together. And
that is a big majority of people. Keep that in mind.
Yes.
This is why comic book movies will always make a lot of money, but will create the most divisive fan base you've ever seen, because the purists are the ones that ruin it for the people that just want to watch a good fucking movie about a superhero, and they want to learn more about it. And these are potential people that could get into the comics.
Wait,
could
the
actually
purists?
go.
Like the people that have read the comics.
No, I'm saying like the people that watch the movie that know jack shit about Spider-Man and how he got his powers will watch the movie to say, wow, I really enjoyed this. I'm going to my local comic book shop and now I'm going to start reading some of the episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I misthought. Okay.
I was
That's why you got to listen to me when I talk. But anyway, so yeah, like honestly, the division between the two sides, it really just hurts both.
Yeah, there's always
then no one's gonna be happy in the end, and it's gonna be your fucking fault.
Yeah, there's always the comic book guys and girls, and then there's like the purist guys and girls, and there's people that are like, wow, this is a great film, And then there's a comic book guys that are like, well, actually, in page 459 of Spider-Man, he actually didn't. Yeah, and there's always going to be that.
84 of the Black Spider-Man
Yeah.
series.
Yeah, and then say if you get like a comic book guy and like a purist, and they go watch the film, the comic book guy is like, you see that? That's a reference to issue 95, and the other guy's like, dude, just shut up. I don't watch the film.
Yeah.
You know another thing in movies I hate. I hate when they have to like basically dumb down like common shit for the audience. Like for example, like a lot like okay, and maybe this is me being a little extreme, but I'm a Trekkie. So, you know, like when we talk about
you're an L because I'm a Star Wars fan, so you just suck in general.
Nerd.
LeRon, we're always gonna disagree on this. You have to accept it.
Yeah.
Andre.
There is no love between Star Trek fans and Star Wars fans.
Well, that's kind of weird because I definitely enjoy the Star Wars universe. I do.
And I respect Star Trek, but I just
you respect. You don't enjoy.
Oh, okay. See, here it is. This is how it's
see,
going to start.
See. Throat punching time is about to happen.
Yeah,
no, I mean, I don't know a lot about the extended universe of Star Wars. You know, like I do watch the movies. I have been watching the Disney Plus shows, which I guess that makes me a bad Star Wars fan because apparently since the mouse took over Star Wars, like everything is shit.
Don't get me started on the there's two. Okay, so from joining this podcast, I've gotten three things. I've gotten 2 new friends, and I've gotten to hate the Destiny 2 community and the Star Wars community. And that's sad to say, but the Star Wars
wait. How's Crossroads responsible for that?
It's not. No.
Okay.
It's just throughout the year.
Okay.
I just have watched the thing I love the most, Star Wars, just be fought over about the dumbest shit, and I'm like why? Like I don't get it.
Andre, I'm 47 years old. The motherfuckers have always been fighting about Star Wars. Always.
I don't like. Why are we arguing over a show when we're all gonna sit down? We're all gonna watch it. We're all gonna watch it, and they're like, "Oh, that sucked."
Oh, trust
me. Then don't continue to watch it.
Every one of them are complicit in that.
Then don't continue to watch it because then they'll sit there and be like, well, episode 2 was shit. Then don't watch episode 3. It's so easy. I don't get it.
Trust me, the Star Trek community has this problem too because like when Discovery came out, it basically relaunched Star Trek after 13 years, and people are so mad about it. And us real. I say real Star Trek fans. That's gonna bring some people to my DMs.
Here
later.
we go.
That's gonna bring some.
That's a flex.
That's a huge Star Trek fans.
Well, actually,
can you actually push your glasses up for me just right before
and say that?
Yeah.
Well, actually, real.
Can you say that? Can you say that?
Okay.
Do both.
Real Star Trek fans.
No. You got to do it at the same time. You got to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Well,
ready?
Real Star Trek fans.
You fucking nerd.
He's the one who set you up.
Okay. This is what I classify. Okay. So this is going to be LeRon's classification of a real Star Trek fan. A real Star Trek fan is a person who can respect every single facet of that franchise. From the TV shows to the movies to the books. All that stuff. And not really have any real complaints. I see you guys. I see you. Have any real complaints and stuff like that. For some strange reason, though, like people are still stuck in this golden age. People were still stuck in this golden age of Star Trek when, like, the Next Generation came out and relaunched Star Trek. After the original series had been off the air for nearly 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then apparently I learned there were purists back then. They were like, like there's no Jim Kirk. Why are we watching this shit? Stuff like that. But when this new Star Trek came out, which I like to call New Trek, which is Discovery, Star Trek Picard, Lower Decks, all the stuff that's on Paramount Plus right now.
Okay, yeah.
Everybody lost their fucking minds because all of a sudden, like, Star Trek, I guess, is woke, or Star Trek has an agenda, and I'm like, did you watch any of the other previous 700 episodes of Star Trek? Because there were so many series that by the time you got Discovery, there was nearly 700 episodes of Star Trek.
See, that was kind of a funny thing because people complaining about I've never watched. I've watched a little bit of Star Trek. I'm not nowhere near your level, but Star Trek to me has always been woke.
Yes,
That was
exactly.
that was the premise
Exactly.
of the first few episodes, is that
Yes.
they were trying to go after modern political establishments.
Political establishments talking about the human condition and stuff like that,
Yeah.
because like there's
So
all sorts of allegories in
joke's
it.
on you, motherfuckers. It's always been
Yeah.
woke, and
Yeah.
you're
So
woke now.
yeah, so these stupid ass motherfuckers, are just out there like they hate the fact that the lead show that brings Star Trek back was led by not just a woman but a black woman and an Asian woman.
Yeah.
No.
Tanika
That
Martin
must
Green
have
and
pissed
Michelle
off everyone.
Tanika Martin Green and Michelle Yeoh, which y'all can't come for Michelle Yeoh. I will fuck y'all up.
Yeah,
And I do love Tanika Martin Green too, but but yeah, y'all can't fuck with Michelle Yeoh like that. I would go to war.
Yeah, and okay, so to backpack off that, the newest, I guess, Star Wars hate is so in Tales of the Jedi, it follows the stories of Dooku and Ahsoka, and basically at the end of Ahsoka,
I haven't even watched those.
they're good, they're super good. At the end of Ahsoka's story, it follows her book. It's called Ahsoka, and it's it's a great book.
I've started reading the book. I started reading it years back.
It's so good. So the end of that book and the end of the show are parallel, except I guess Dave Filoni in the show maybe changed a certain fight or something that happens in the show, right? So let's put a pin on that for a second. Dave Filoni made Ahsoka. He created Ahsoka. So let's continue back to what I just said. So the fans, there's a certain group of fans that are pissed off at Dave Filoni for changing something. And then there's a bigger group of fans that are like mad at those fans for being mad at Dave Filoni.
You just cut your mic off.
Yeah.
I did. Dave Filoni made Ahsoka. Shut the hell up. That's all I'm gonna say. You can't
respect the artists.
You can't be mad at the homie that made the girl in the show and then gets mad when he wants to change something about a character he made. Fight me. I'll do it.
The major problem is the fandom feels like they own it, which technically we do have some. We do have some.
No. You don't own shit.
Well, no. We don't own shit, but we can definitely dictate whether the shit continues because we can stop throwing money to the franchise by not watching it, stuff like that. So yeah, but at the same time, like we aren't the creative power behind the show. Well, back in the day, Star Trek used to have this thing where like you could submit scripts, for
Really?
episodes. And if they if they liked it, they picked it up. You got a small percentage of the royalties, and you got your credits. For that. I don't think they do that now.
That's cool.
I don't think they do it now because I actually tried to submit a script like back when like Deep Space Nine and Voyager were on, because I'm that nerd. But yeah, but anyway, just going back to all this, like fandoms have a problem, and that extends, of course, to video games because look at all the bullshit that's been going on. Horizon Zero Dawn, that entire franchise, The Last of Us,
hair thing, yeah.
The Last of Us.
Yep.
What else we got? Like there's some really divisive shit. Like even the Kingdom Hearts fans are starting to fight.
Yeah, well, even like the Overwatch. When Overwatch 2 first came out, there was so much. Not only just about the server issues, but the divisiveness with some of the characters, the divisiveness with the nerfs. I mean, the clusterfucks even with Halo Infinite. The divisiveness with it's always like, you get this, like people get this entitlement where like just because you pay for a video game now gives you entitlement to that. You own a part of that game, and you feel like you have a say for it. It's like they already have your money. If you don't like the product that they made, well, you can go fuck off. Go sell it to your local GameStop. Move on with your life.
Yeah, just because like I play Destiny doesn't mean I should have a say in how the game's fucking made. I don't know nothing about gaming. I enjoy the game though.
Yeah, until the creators come out and say, "Hey, fans, we're asking you, what do you want in the game?" You can't do shit about it.
No, I'm not gonna go on Twitter and be like, "Wow, your game is ass. Change this." I'll just get blocked. It's like I don't. Like I said, I've grown to hate two things: the Star Wars community and the Destiny community. Because
like the Destiny community showed their ass this year for being really toxic. I was surprised. It was like the Cyberpunk thing last year. They showed their asses about this shit. I was like, "Woo, y'all are fucking nuts."
Yeah,
and LeRon, you and I talked about this before. Even like obviously going off on a tangent with the Mass Effect community, how
Oh
all
yeah,
of a sudden everybody goes into the Legendary Edition, and then everybody's, hey, let me try this Mass Effect Andromeda game again. And now to find out it's actually a fucking good game.
a good
Now
game.
everyone's like, wait, we should get a continuation of the Mass Effect Andromeda series. Like, you motherfuckers like blasted this game when it first came out. Now, no, you can't have both. You can't have both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the way, don't forget that you are tuning into the Crossroads Game Podcast, where you can catch us
Video
every week.
game. Video games. We talk about video games here.
You can catch us every week when the show premieres on youtube.com/xs803 at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or 4 a.m. Pacific if you're up that early. If you miss any episodes of the show, just remember youtube.com/xs803 has you covered, and you can also listen to the Crossroads Game Podcast wherever you like to consume podcasts. Being Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, any of those places. Yeah, that also is available live 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. If you want to see previous episodes of our show, head over to our partner website, which is bossrush.net, and you can check out all 103 previous episodes of our show and, see how it all started, see what we do, things like that. If you are watching us on YouTube, please remember to like and share and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Sharing our videos brings the conversation to a bigger audiences, and we'd love you for doing it because we want to see some growth on the YouTube channel. So yeah, there's that. Also, if the audio podcasts are your thing, please leave us a review, and if you enjoyed this show, please leave us a 5-star rating, and that would be really swell.
Yeah, Timmy, that might be the last time I'm saying that for 2022. So again, Timmy, if there is anyone named Timmy out there, please comment and just tell me if I've ever hurt you emotionally, and I will apologize publicly. It's all love, Timmy. It's all love. I swear to you, it's all love. I have 2 kids.
All right. So this is the only part of the show where we talk about what we were playing, but this entire episode is going to be dedicated to us talking about our top or favorite games, not of 2022, but just our top or favorite games that we've played this year.
Oh, we're going there. We're going there.
Actually, every game I have on my list is from 2022. Every game I have on my list.
All right.
Every game I have on my list is 2022. So do we just want to keep it 2022 or what?
Please,
yeah, I mean,
I've only thought of games I played this year. Please.
Okay. No, that's fine. All right. So here's how we're gonna do it. We're just gonna do a round robin style. We'll start. It doesn't matter if you start with number 5, number 4, whatever, and you want to start your number 1 game.
Honestly.
Yeah, I didn't rank these. I know what I'm gonna speak about last, but I don't have any real pecking order for this. So that's how that's gonna go. So here's how we're gonna do it.
If you guys don't have yours ranked, I can go because I have mine ranked mentally. So if you
have yours ranked mentally, then you can start first. Then you can start first.
Cool.
Then
okay. So this isn't from worst to best. It's just 5 of the best games I played this year. Number 5, Cyberpunk 2077. So before I purchased it, I really sat on it only because when it came out, it was just a shit show. And after 2 years of being on Steam, I was humming and hawing, and I'm like, this game's pretty cool, blah, blah, blah. Edge Runners was coming out. I think it was 2 months prior. Hi, buddy. So I was really questioning it, and I'm like, I want to go into Edge Runners with an idea of how it's going to go. And I was like, I don't know. So one day I saw it on Steam it was on sale, $40. I'm like, oh, fuck, this is it. So I hummed and hawed. Bought the game. I was like, I'm going in. I'm doing it. Here we go. So I downloaded it. I started it up. I was speculation. I didn't know if my computer was going to explode. Hour after I started it, I fell in love with Night City. Fell in love with V, Johnny Silverhand. The whole experience. It was really fun. I highly recommend if you haven't played it or if you're scared, download it and give it a shot. It's great. I love it. Some cons, I guess, about the game. I don't know if I really have any, honestly. It was just it's such a great game.
By the time you got into it, the game was pretty much fixed.
Yeah. So I guess that was the silver lining is by the time I got into the game, it was already like on like its 4 legs, and I was like, it was blue skies forever. So Cyberpunk 2077 coming in at number 5 as one of my favorite games of the year.
Okay. All right, Stoy, you ready?
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Gran Turismo 7.
Gran Turismo 7. All right.
I've been waiting for a good Gran Turismo game for a very, very, very long time, and I finally got one because it's really kind of nailed down the. I mean, it's always been a simulation game, but it's never made it fun to like jump into tournaments, jump into events, jump into kind of like really kind of trying out different cars. Like with Forza, it was always like trying to hunt for money to like get the fastest cars, and you're almost like passing up a whole slew of other cars to get. And with Gran Turismo 7, they did it in a very interesting way where it was like kind of like a campaign where like, you know, every time you visit the cafe, you know, there's like a central hub in the game where like you go visit the cafe, and like the cafe barista or whatever, you know, he's like, hey, you know what? You should try some of these cars. Go buy this car, go engage in these tournaments, and then come back and I'll tell you more about the car manufacturers. So it was a really kind of unique way to like really get into trying different cars. And, you know, rear wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, American cars, German cars, stuff like that. So the but I mean the graphics look great, the gameplay, the frame rate, everything was really solid. Simulation to the max. Like it really kind of brought back my love of simulation racing games. I mean, you know, Forza Motorsport, we haven't had a Forza Motorsport in a very long time. So finally, like we get a really solid one, and Gran Turismo 7 for me is like probably the best Gran Turismo you can get right now. Gran Turismo 2 was probably my favorite, but Gran Turismo 7 is really where it's, you know, it's the bee's knees, guys. It's the bee's knees. Apparently, Andre has something to say. He raised his hand in the chat.
I just don't want to cut you off. Did you have a certain style of car, like American tuner? Like, did you have a certain one, or were you kind of
Porsche GT3?
Okay. So,
that is my fucking go-to.
That is like
I am literally on a race to earn enough money so I could buy that goddamn car. That is my dream car. And I know I'll never be able to afford it, but or be in a place where I can drive it. Honestly, Milwaukee roads are shit. I don't want to have a nice car in this city. Fuck that. You know, I'll probably go to California or someplace where it doesn't really snow. But yeah, that game is fun. That game is definitely
cool.
fun. And
cool. Okay.
But yeah, I favor, you know, a lot of times I favor rear-wheel drive cars. Like I used to not be, but I like the power that rear-wheel drive cars bring. So that's it.
All right, cool. All right, so for me, the first game I'm going to highlight is the first new game of the year I actually beat, and that would be As Dusk Falls, which I actually played courtesy of PC Game Pass for Xbox. So anyone that knows me knows that I love narrative style games like Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, which I didn't really like that game, but I definitely loved Detroit Become Human, and part of the team that was responsible for a lot of those Quantic Dream like masterpieces, formed their own team to create shoot, I can't remember the name of the studio, but basically they ultimately produced As Dusk Falls, and As Dusk Falls is the same style, but it's not the same flair as the David Cage games and stuff like that, which is respectable. It's more storyboard than like actual moving polygons and stuff like that. So it takes a little bit for your brain to like wrap around that. But just like all those other games where like there's so many outcomes, there's a big flow chart, chapter by chapter of things and situations, stuff like that. You can literally sink yourself into like the game. The game can be beaten in under 9 hours. And I think that's me being really conservative, because I think you can beat it a lot faster just if you're just quicker on the draw making your decisions. But there's so many outcomes, so many choices, and it basically follows members of a family on, like, honestly, I just feel like it's the world's worst day of their lives, in my opinion. Spoiler alert, like, you're a family that's on a road trip. They're moving because the mom's gotten a new job. She's a professor, and she's gotten a new job. They're moving cross country. And when they make a pit stop at a hotel, after a car accident, shit just hits the fan. And that's all I'm gonna tell you about it. But man, but honestly, like the storyline, it hooks you with like all the choices you have to make and everything you have to assume to do as certain characters and stuff like that. And the game, just like those other games like that I mentioned earlier, like they bounce back and forth from character to character and stuff like that. So you really find yourself latching on to one or two of the characters, depending on which ones you actually like. Your personality dictates who you're going to like more in this game. And stuff like that. So I found myself like really following the youngest member of the Holt family, uh, in his storyline, as well as I also found myself really invested in in the basically the daughter. Of the family that's traveling cross country and stuff like that, even though she wasn't a playable character. That's the crazy part. She wasn't a playable character, at least not till the end. Not till the end of the game she wasn't playable. But yeah, the game is good. It's still on Game Pass. If you don't trust it enough to actually go out and buy it and stuff like that, it's still on Game Pass for both Xbox and PC. So like, give it a try. It's fun. It's enjoyable. And also, because I predicted this game was going to win a couple of awards at the Game Awards, which it won one of the two awards that I thought was going to win like accessibility, but God of War won that one.
Yes.
But but yeah, like this game actually like was it hit some uncharted territory with stuff that can be done in gaming, because like it had features where you can play with the controller in your hand, but you can also have an audience of up to, I think it was like up to 7 other people, and they can use their mobile devices and play along with you and make choices and help you figure things out as well and stuff like that. Like
That's
it had
very
a
cool.
lot of innovation. Yeah, it was really cool. I didn't play that mode, but I did see it in action, and it was pretty cool. Stuff like that. So it's interactive, and it actually gets more than just one person to play the game. So that was some really cool stuff. But yeah, that's that's my number 5 right there.
All right.
So Andre, back at you.
So number 4, when I was in the midst of making my PC, I owned a PS5. In that time, I did play a lot of games, and there's a couple of them. There's actually 4 of them that are on this list. So my 4th game is Ratchet and Clank Rifts Apart.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Even
that
though
was
even though that was last year, right?
was it?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, my bad. That was the game that came with my PlayStation 5, so I thought it was like a new thing.
It's all
My
good.
bad. Yeah.
No,
so
no. I'm being funny. I'm being funny. But no,
okay,
it was a last year's title though.
my bad. Okay, so yeah, so that was a game that came with my PlayStation 5. I haven't played a Ratchet and Clank game since I can't remember the last time, honestly. So it was really refreshing to pick it up. I ended up platinuming the game. I liked how you could go back and forth between Ratchet and I can't remember the girl's name. Oh my god.
Rivet.
Thank you. I was like, it starts with an R. I can't remember. Yeah. Going back and forth, the story, the parallels just between the two characters, it was really awesome. It was really a nice break from like FPS shooters, horror, action, suspense. It was just a nice turn off the brain, colorful, fun adventure. So that's damn it, I didn't know that. Yeah, so that was my number 4.
All right. Stoy.
For me, it's Horizon Forbidden West, and it's my game of the year because the story, like I always like the lore from the first one, and it's a kind of like an interesting story because it kind of takes place in like it's almost like future past, where like the future for us like has happened, and an apocalypse happened. So then humanity almost gets like reverted back to the Stone Age, so to speak, where like now it's like no more technology, it's all like bows and arrows and shit. So that kind of harkens back to that. I think that was a quote from Albert Einstein, where like someone asked him like, what do you think is going to happen in World War III? And he's like, well, I don't know what's going to happen in World War III, but I know World War IV is going to be fought with sticks and stones and bows and arrows. So it kind of like is like, yeah, he's probably right though. but the story arc with Aloy kind of really drew me in, with her kind of finding out who she is. And then in Forbidden West, it kind of starts to really double down on her finding herself and kind of working through a lot of her insecurities, but also too, like, trying to find a place in the world, and kind of shouldering the responsibility that she had. But even just the lore of, like, the future, the future people, or whatever, the high technology people, all the bombshells of, like, what happened in the past and what could happen now, and how to kind of, like, correct the world, so to speak, is, like, really fascinated me. And there's very few games out there that really kind of, like, get me enveloped in the lore. The last game that really did that for me was Control, and I was just so wrapped up in the lore of Control that it was just, I read everything that I saw.
It's weird. I thought you were gonna say Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima is good, like, but the characters is really what drew me into Ghost of Tsushima. But
Okay.
the lore in Forbidden West really drew me in as well. And all the characters are really good. Carrie Ann Moss fucking nails her performance in that game. Spoiler, but whatever. It's just a character. I'm not going to tell you who she is, but yeah, no, it's really good. And like, to me, I couldn't stop playing it. Like, it would be like every day I'd be like, I can't wait to go back home and play it. I mean, God of War Ragnarok, shout out to that. That game's a really good game, but I haven't played it in like 2 weeks.
Oh wow!
Which is kind of a
Wait,
shame, because
did you beat it yet? Did you beat it?
no.
Okay. So you're still continuing. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still continuing. I basically put it down to play other games, and it's like, I'll get back to it eventually. I know I will, but it's like with Horizon Forbidden West, I couldn't stop. Horizon Forbidden West.
Sweet. Okay. All right. For my All right. So for my next game, I gotta give it up for the Front Mission remake. It was one of the games I was actually excited about. I was excited about playing. I know it's a remake of an old ass Super NES game, but back then, I was unable to play it because I had no way of importing Super NES games. And Stoy, thank you for reminding me that it did come out on Nintendo DS, but I just was not in the frame of mind to play that on the DS. Like I was like, this is not how I want to play this game,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it came out late because it was supposed to be out this summer. I'm gonna speculate it was probably supposed to come out in June or July, but it didn't wind up coming out until the beginning of this month, December. And it's so like I actually sat down, got a chance to play it, and it shows its age. It does show its age, but for real though, like it's a fun game. I do wish they kind of like more like remastered it. No. Even though they call it a remake, this is more like a remaster and not a remake.
Yeah.
I really wish they would have focused more heavily on the remake portion of it. They didn't have to give it a big budget thing like they did Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. They didn't have to do it like that. But at the same time, just make it a little more like meatier. Because it's basically if you've played Final Fantasy Tactics, it's just that with mechs. And tactical RPGs are kind of like my wheelhouse. I love them, which is why I like other games like the Deofield Chronicle, Triangle Strategy, stuff like that. That also came out this year and stuff like that. I was all about things like that. I know I'm missing another one. I know I am, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, Front Mission. Yeah, if you like games like this and you want something simple, it's on Nintendo Switch right now. And trust me, like in the portable format, like it's probably the best way to play this game right now because I'm pretty sure a PC port's coming because we know how Square Enix likes to do. Like they'll put the game out on a platform for like a year or so, and then it'll be out everywhere else. so just be ready for that. So yeah, that's my number 4 pick for this year.
Number 3 for me. I might piss off some people here, but I never played the original Final Fantasy VII. So before you grab your pitchforks, let me finish.
It's okay.
We understand you're a dude of a certain age. We understand.
Yeah, I lived under a rock for a long time. Sorry.
No, you live under not that you live under a rock. The game just turned 25 years old. And how old are you?
29, so that's fair.
There you go.
Yeah. Fair. Okay, fair enough. But I recently played this year I played the Final Fantasy VII remake. I went into this game, as we've talked about, a purist. I knew nothing about. I knew Cloud, Tifa, and Sephiroth. That was it. And I knew Cloud had a big up. LeRon, we will fight.
If y'all are wondering what I'm doing to Andre right now, every game he told us that every game he had was from 2020 22, and the lie detector results are proving that's a lie, because every game he's picked so far has been before 2022.
Oh, a lie. But yeah, I went into that game literally knowing nothing, and I came out of that game wanting more of it. It was great. Had a great first quarter story, I guess, if that's where we're okay.
Actually, third.
Well, it's supposed to be a third. Yeah,
is it okay?
What I understand.
Yeah. It felt like a long game. Gameplay was great. Story was awesome. Just the combat was really cool. I love like the free roam combat. That was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I came to the game not knowing anything, and I left wanting more. I want to know more about the characters, who they all are. Final Fantasy games, they don't really scratch an itch all the time, but when I do get that itch, they do scratch it and go beyond. I do enjoy them. Final Fantasy VII, if you haven't played it, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun.
Sweet.
This just came out last week, and I fell in love with it almost immediately, and that's
JoJo Siwa. No, I'm just kidding.
It's bro, wait. It's River City Girls 2. That's what I'm talking about.
Woo! There you go.
Yeah. But no, this is probably one of the best side-scrolling beat-em-ups I've played, probably since Streets of Rage 4, honestly. But
wow, that's a statement.
I have a soft spot for side-scrolling beat-em-ups, like kind of the retro side-scrolling beat-em-ups, because that's what I grew up on. I grew up on Ninja Turtles. I grew up on old Streets of Rage. I grew up on those kind of genre of games, Final Fight and stuff. So River City Girls, when it first came out, really kind of scratched that itch for me in a different way. Modern sensibilities of having it be kind of open world, free roam. Really good writing, really good cast of characters, really unique characters. You can level up your characters as you go. It also ties in a little bit of the double dragon lore, which is kind of funny. And this one does, especially like River City Girls 2. You're these two high school girls. In the first game, you were tasked to kind of like go save your boyfriends, and then in the second game, you're tasked with just pretty much saving the city now, because the Yakuza, quote unquote, are back and they're controlling River City. So basically, the game starts out, you're a quest. You just want to buy a video game, and then all of a sudden you find out the Yakuza are literally controlling the streets. So you're just roaming around, beating the shit out of people, and you're finding, bosses to fight. You're finding new characters that fight with you, like Marion. The girl that gets gut punched in the first Double Dragon game.
Double Dragon.
Yep. She ain't getting gut punched anymore, man. You see that six pack that she's got?
Yeah.
Like, they go in hard on that. Like, we're talking like Misako and Kyoko. I think those are the two female characters. They're just like they're so hard up on her abs. They call her legendary abs, and they always like dream about it.
I love it.
Yeah,
legendary abs.
When you get access to her as a character, I immediately switched over, and I was like, "This is my main from now on." But yeah, no, the writing is really good. It's always fresh, even though sometimes you could be roaming around the areas like over and over again. But the enemy variety is different. It's always something different. You're always trying different combos. You're leveling up your characters and unlocking new abilities. And yeah, obviously you're progressing the story into multiple different branching paths, and even some of the supporting characters are kind of weird but really cool. Mega Ran is in it. I don't know if you guys know Mega Ran, but they have his likeliness in there. Like, you have to do this like kind of a what do they call those, like horde mode type fights on a basketball court with him like in the background rapping a song. It's actually pretty cool.
Wow.
But no, yeah, honestly, it's probably one of the best side-scrolling beat 'em ups you will play if not this year, probably in recent memory. And I mean that. I stand by that. It is the chef's kiss of retro side-scrolling beat 'em ups. And you could select any character you want on the fly. You could play as any of the girls. You could play as the boyfriends. And then, obviously, as you play the game, you can unlock different characters. So good. So
you're saying after the girl got gut punched in the first game, that day she went home and just did abs.
After she got rescued.
Sorry.
Do you, no. Do you want to know the actual backstory? Because she actually explains it.
Yeah. Okay. Please. Cause I want to know how she went from getting gut punched to gut punching.
So basically, like, she alluded to the fact that she was banging both Jimmy and Billy Lee in the side story because, like, you know, because in the first game, if you complete the game completely in 2-player, and you go rescue Marion, the last boss battle is literally fighting against your brother over who would win Marion, so to speak. So she tells this story to the girls, when you rescue her. She's like, well, I was friends with Billy and Jimmy Lee. We had our fun together. And one time that she got kidnapped, she says she was waiting too long. So she's like, well, fuck this. I'm going to save myself now. So she, it's like it's like a little, like, kind of like still comic book frames of her just like doing push-ups, sit-ups, kind of getting herself all fucking jacked.
Just get yoked.
She basically like punches a guard, escapes on her own, and then just decides, hey, you know what? I'm going to do this from now on. I'm going to save myself because apparently Jimmy and Billy Lee are just like lazy fucks at some point. And, they kind of go their own separate ways while Marion is still like, I'm still like going to like, beat the shit out of people and save my city. So, yeah. So, you know what? It's a woman that's just sick and tired of being saved all the time. She's like, I can do this myself.
Does she have white hair?
Yeah, she has white hair.
Okay, I Googled the game and there's like a still of her. She is fit as shit. Holy cow.
Yes.
Her six-pack is holy shit.
Yes. 100%. I'm in on that. Usually I could look at art and be like, oh, that looks cool. But man, whoever designed her, the artist that designed her, props to you, my guy or my girl or whoever. Props.
God,
River City Girls 2, get at it. I'm actually going to go on Play Asia right now, and I'm going to buy a motherfucking physical copy.
You're going to buy a physical copy?
I'm going to buy a physical copy because I'm not going to wait for Limited Run to tell me, hey, you can buy it off our store and send it to me 8 months later. Those fucks.
All right.
Tell them, Stoy.
Well, since we're talking about side-scrolling beat 'em ups and stuff like that, I'm going to go ahead and just kick off the nostalgia vibes. I'm not sure where where this is at on your list. I know it's on your list, Stoy. But one of my top games of this year, right in the middle of this year, is TMNT Shredder's Revenge. I played the Game Pass version, and because I know Stoy can talk about this game a lot better than I can, but like I'm not going to spend that much time talking about it. All I can say for sure is, oh my god, my childhood.
Yeah,
my childhood. And even though technically all the characters, all 6 playable characters, seven playable characters, they all each have like the same type of like super moves and stuff like that. I was gonna say Raphael's, Raphael's freaking the storm thing. Oh my god. Mm-hmm. I love it. The game is a little frustrating though. Like it's almost like this game has no chill on the difficulty factor. It's almost like that, but it's fun. It's a romp, and it almost feels like they want you to play with 4-player mode. It does, because like playing single player, you're getting your ass beat. Mm-hmm. That's all the time I'm gonna spend on it, because like I said, I know Stoy's got it later on in his list, and I know he's gonna do
I can obviously tack it onto yours too, but because dude, this game hit me in my childhood. It feels, it tickled that little, piece of flesh right underneath your body, the little fleshy bit. That's it poked, it pulled, it squeezed, it caressed.
Wow, I got real detailed. Holy smokes.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Video game podcast, by the way. Video game podcast.
Podcast.
There's one thing
we're not talking about squeezing taints here.
Oh, I was about to say, there's one thing I can tell you about Stoy on this show is that he loves the taint.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So is this number 2 now?
Yeah, we are now on number 2.
Okay, so number 2 for me, Days Gone. Again, when I had my
God damn.
PS5.
So 2018 now.
Yeah, LeRon, shut up, man.
But it's
God,
such a good game. Let him talk about it.
LeRon, after the show, meet me at the flagpole. I'll fight you. Simple. You and your fucking Star Trek laser beam. Pew 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 pew.
Dude, all I'm gonna do,
If you're a real fan,
all I'm gonna do, because it's cold as balls out there right now in Canada. All I'm gonna do is force you to lick the flagpole, and I win.
That is true. That is true. Just say, here's a bottle. Here, do it, and you get a bottle of syrup. I'll do anything. It's simple. Yeah.
All right. So talk to us about Days Gone, brother.
Days Gone, man. Days Gone was fun. PlayStation library. I had nothing else to play. I started that, and fuck. Let me tell you, this was a game. I don't know why this doesn't have a sequel. Like, my God, this game was. I didn't finish it, which makes me upset. But I do have it on my Steam, so I might download it and start again. But anyway. Just Days Gone is so immersed and it's just so good, and the fact it's not getting a sequel boggles me. It is from start to where I finish. Gameplay, stealth, mechanics, action, story. It was everything. It was so good. The voice acting, Sam Witwer was just. I love Sam Witwer. FYI, he's Darth Maul.
We're gonna come back to Sam Witwer in a few minutes.
I love Sam Witwer, but yeah, just that game, Days Gone. If you haven't played it, fucking again,
Skizzo can eat a fucking dick in that game.
Skizzo's a cunt. I don't like Skizzo.
Fuck that guy.
He is Skizzo is a pos. But yeah, Days Gone, man. Great game. Highly recommend it.
Stoy, you. Even though I did talk about TMNT, like I said, I don't know where it's on your list. Do you still have 5 games to talk about, or did I just kind of steal your thunder?
No, yeah, like I said, I don't mind talking about TMNT, and just like, but I could give a special shout out to the Cowabunga collection.
Okay.
I mean, I could just add that on there. The Cowabunga collection is basically, obviously it was a love letter for guys like us that played the games when we were kids. This was really kind of like the start of the kind of 4-player retro beat 'em up. It was the Ninja Turtles that really kind of popularized it. Yeah, you had other games like X-Men, Captain America, Dungeons and Dragons, stuff like that. But really, TMNT is what brought it to the mainstream and made it so that TMNT walked so the others can run. Let's just say that.
Agreed.
But, obviously, special shout out to the arcade version of the TMNT game, but you had Hyperstone Heist for the Sega Genesis, which that was my favorite one. Turtles in Time. You had both the arcade version and the Super Nintendo version. You had the Game Boy games. Funny enough, like the first game I played when I popped this into my Switch was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 for the Game Boy. Like, I don't know why. Out of all the ones, I was like, I want to play that one. Hyperstone Heist by far is still my favorite one of all time.
The Game Boy one was so fucking good, though.
The Game Boy ones were good. There was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Radical Rescue. That was a Metroidvania style game.
Yes.
That was a Metroidvania game. Before Metroidvania was even a goddamn genre. So, put some respect on that. I'm just saying. But yeah, like honestly, just like I said, I hope instead of doing remasters, I hope more companies do this, because you had Castlevania did that with the Castlevania Adventure series. Contra did that. The Teenage Mutant Turtles did that. Obviously, Mega Man did that a couple times. I hope this becomes more of a trend next year to where we get more collections like this. Mm-hmm. Not only from like, sometimes we get like the Namco collection of games. You got, classic Capcom collection of games. I really hope video game companies do this more, because this will really kind of nail that preservation talk that everybody likes to talk about. And, video game companies, you can make your money at the same time too.
Yeah.
You can make your money off of old properties and not have to worry about people stealing it.
He has a fantastic point.
Not stealing it, emulating it. Anyway.
That's all right. So this is it. This is the number 1.
No, it's a 2, right?
No,
No.
I just finished with 2.
No, you did finish with 2. My bad. I'm still on 2. I thought it was back to Andre for some strange reason. My bad.
Oh.
All right. So coming in at number 2 for me is another hotly anticipated game that I want to play this year, and it came out this month, and that was the Callisto Protocol.
There it
Uh,
is.
all right, so guys, I'm just gonna say this. Number one, because we also talked about this on the EXP cast when I was on for Sunday night. Thanks for the invitation, Stoy,
No problem.
and Stephanie. But the Callisto Protocol, if you're going in there thinking it's a Dead Space game, you're dead wrong. You're dead wrong.
Got him.
I mean, that's all I can really say about that, because like this is more like a love letter to Dead Space. And why are you playing it like Dead Space, even though there are a couple of conventions from Dead Space that you can employ in this game? But why are you playing it like Dead Space? Because it's not trying to be Dead Space. Okay, so I am very close to beating this game now. And I will say that even though the story is kind of like trudging you along, like you are getting like what's going on and what the effect is of the game of what's going on in the game and stuff like that. We mentioned Sam Witwer. Sam Witwer is a bad guy in this game.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. They even kept his likeness. Like when
Honestly,
you first see him, it's like
I think he plays a. Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, when you first see him, you're like, "Ooh, that's Sam Witwer!" Yeah, immediately.
I think he honestly plays a better bad guy than a good guy. Honestly,
I like when he plays kind of like an anti-hero. I like that because there was this on the Sci-Fi Channel, there's a show called Being Human, where he was a vampire, and let me tell you that dude brought some intensity to his role.
He is so good at what he does. It's crazy.
But basically Callisto Protocol, there is like, if anyone's seen the initial trailer, you know, like it takes place in a prison on the moon of Callisto, which is one. Is that the biggest moon of Jupiter? No, it's not. But yeah, it takes place on the moon Callisto. And your character, who's played by Josh Duhamel, you know, from the Transformers movie. Is that how you pronounce it? Duhamel?
Duhamel.
Okay. Duhamel. Okay, thank you. So you play his character. His character's name is Jacob and stuff like that. And basically, you're trying to get out of the prison while all this shit's going balls up and things like that. And you start to uncover. It's not even a conspiracy. It's just some fuckery that's going on at this prison and stuff like that. You know, and things like that. The game is fun. It does have its frustrating moments. Combat can be a little frustrating. I've seen people complaining about how frustrating the combat can be, and I don't really have that problem. Yes, I'm doing my fair share of dying, but that's just because like I'm either being overzealous or stupid, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I mean, I'm dying in this game just like I die like in a lot of other survival horror games. So I don't see this game being super hard with combat and stuff like that. Like I mean, I survived Alien Isolation, so I know I can survive this shit, and I survived 3 Dead Space games. and a handful of Resident Evil games. But anyway, the game had a wonky launch and stuff like that. I'm playing the PC version, and there was some I'm just gonna say some guffaws with the PC version of that. But also the next gen games also had problems as well. So you know, like there was plenty of that to go around. Like patches and updates have come out, and the game is in a lot better playable state, kind of like how we dealt with you know like Mass Effect Andromeda, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, of course, Cyberpunk 2077. You know, like so. Yeah, I feel like this is now a thing in gaming. You know, I really do. I feel like now they just put a game out there. They wait for us to complain, then they go fix those things that we complain about, or
Saints
they wait
Row,
for
Gotham Knights, looking at you,
or they wait for modders to do their job.
Mm-hmm.
To do their jobs for them and stuff like that. Yeah. So Callisto Protocol, definitely pick it up. If you're shy about it, just wait for it to go on sale. Like Christmas is right around the corner. So you know, what do they call? What's the day they call? What's the New Year's Day? What's that day after the shopping day?
Is there
you got Black Friday? You got. I used to be a manager at GameStop. Is it Boxing Day? I thought Boxing Day was Canada.
Boxing Day is after Christmas Day.
Cyber Monday.
Yeah.
Cyber Monday.
Oh, okay.
Well, Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday's coming.
You're confusing me because you initially said the day after New Year's.
Yeah.
I was like, the January 2nd?
Well, yeah. Like because January 2nd's on a Monday, so it's gonna be Cyber Monday.
Cyber Monday is usually after Black Friday.
Yeah.
Get your shit together.
You know what?
Get all
I don't
your
work.
shit together.
I don't work in
Put it
retail
together,
anymore.
Put it in a backpack. And get your shit together.
I don't work in
Get your
retail
shit
anymore.
together.
At the same time, I'm not one of those people that run the stores and force people to work on days they should have off. So I don't give a fuck about this stuff anymore. Like if I see it on sale online, I will buy it there.
Your shit together. Get it together.
You're about to get kicked in your taint, dude. You keep it up.
Jesus.
You keep it up.
Oh my god.
That's my number. That's my number two. That's my number two. Of course, we've slid into the section where Stoy just pisses LeRon off.
Like
every episode.
Every episode has to do
All
it.
right. So Andre,
all right.
You make it so easy though.
Number one.
You gotta go thick skin.
Number one was it was hard for me because I had two games I was battling and I couldn't decide. So number one's a tie for two games. These are the last. LeRon, shut the. I'm just kidding. These were the.
I'm saying, oh god, because I'm the one that has to edit these episodes, and I gotta throw the video clips in. So you just made me find an additional game now. So there you go.
Last episode, I'm making you work.
I'm gonna make you work.
You got nothing to do this week. You got nothing better to do this week.
He's not lying.
What you got for us, Andre?
These are the last two games I played on my PS5 before I got rid of it. The Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know which of these games is better. Which one captivated me more?
Can we pause for a second?
Hit me.
Stoy, did he mention any game from 2022?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just an asshole then. Sorry. So I played these games this year. I don't know if they were from this year. That's my bad. I completely just lied to everyone. But yeah, honestly, The Last of Us 2 and The Ghost of Tsushima were
I'm really surprised you didn't say Digimon Survive. You played the fuck out of that game.
I know, right?
Yeah, I was going to talk about Digimon Survive again.
I expected. I had a video clip ready for that, all ready to go, so I didn't have to search for it later to edit.
Honestly, it was on my list, and I was just like, it was gonna be that or Final Fantasy, and I was like,
This guy legit gave me 6 games I don't have any video clips for that I now have to go find.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I feel bad now.
That's okay.
But yeah, Last of Us 2. I don't know if I really have to talk a lot about it. Other than I don't know why you would.
This is your time. You can talk about it as much.
Why people were upset with the game beats me. You probably were
you explained this like back what it was like in when we did our Heroes of Gaming. You explained that. Remember when
I did, yeah.
Stoy picked Leon, I picked Isaac Clarke, you picked both Ellie and Abby.
Yeah. I did that.
Yeah.
So again, if you want to hear that, go back and find the episode.
I'm about to tell them guys right now, but keep talking.
So yeah, the game is great. Honestly, I don't know how anyone can really hate it. I also talked about this. There's a podcast that follows the game. You listen to the podcast as you're playing the game. Your outlook about the game will change. I don't want to go too in depth about it because I also want to talk about Ghost of Tsushima, which honestly was a fantastic game. I think all three of us have played it here.
Mm-hmm.
Or LeRon, you were playing it?
I'm playing it, yes.
Okay, so you guys can vouch that it's just a beautiful game.
Phenomenal.
For sure. It's so good. Gameplay makes you feel like an actual samurai, an actual ninja. Story is really compelling. The twists and turns, the side stories, the gadgets you use as a ninja, as a samurai, just getting into those fights where it's very samurai-like, where it's just basically you're in a circle, and it's just honestly, both those games, chef's kiss. Those are the last 2 games I played on PlayStation 5, and they were the send-off, and they were so good. So yeah, both those games.
And by the way, if you want to hear Andre's take on The Last of Us Part 2, check out the Heroes of Gaming episode, which was episode 88 of the Crossroads podcast.
There you go. Yeah, I do talk about how Abby and Ellie are almost the same in that episode, and how
two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, and how by the end of it, I ended up not liking Ellie and loving Abby, and I'm good. I know I can already hear it now. Well, this guy has a fucking stupid take. Shut the fuck up.
Hey
Go
man,
listen
I'm
to
with
the
you on that
episode.
because I was Team Abby at the end.
Hey,
I was Team Abby at the end.
This is the Crossroads podcast. We're full of stupid takes.
Yeah, I mean,
That's why
again,
we're crossing to the other side of your opinions.
True. Boom. There you go. But yeah, like you just heard me and Stoy say, by the end of the game, we didn't like the main character of the game. We liked the protagonist. So if you if you want to know why, play the game, listen to the pod. There you go.
Now I did understand why I also disliked the hero of the game. I did understand, and I think that's the genius part of the narrative and the writing that Naughty Dog put into that game.
It's where the hero becomes the villain.
And like 83% of the gaming audience didn't understand that, and that's I feel so bad for you.
That's too bad.
Too bad.
All right, Stoy, what is your number one?
Well, I mean, it's not my number one.
Well, I mean, what's your last pick?
Kirby and the Forgotten Lands.
Are you for real?
I'm for real.
Are you for real? Okay.
The reason why is that this one came out of nowhere, and I had a fuck ton of fun at this game. This game kind of, when Mario Odyssey came out, it really brought back that kind of like fun exploration, kind of cute, colorful atmosphere, just, and the variety of levels and the design, that Mario Odyssey had. Like, Mario Odyssey was a brilliant game, probably one of the best Mario games ever.
If I could just backpack off what he said, when I picked up Mario Odyssey, it was hard to put down. That game is so good.
It was easy for me. It was easy for me to put down. I did not like it.
Okay. What?
I did not like it. I'll be honest with you. Like, those 3D Mario games are in a very weird place for me now. Like, I like the last good one that I enjoyed, in my opinion, was Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh God! Oh, you would.
I know that's the controversial one. I couldn't get it. I couldn't get into the Galaxy games because like that was back when they were doing this weird ass thing where he could walk from the top side to the underside of the map and like the shit would like flip over and stuff, and that messes with my 3D motion sickness. So I couldn't get into Galaxy at all. And Odyssey is Odyssey the first one since Galaxy 1 and 2?
Yes, I believe so.
I mean, there was like 3D World. There's
okay. I have 3D World. 3D World is fun. 3D World is fun. I enjoyed that one.
Was my favorite Mario for the longest time until obviously Odyssey came out. But anyway, back to Kirby. I hadn't played a Kirby game in a very long time. Like I've tried them out. I've dabbled in with them, but I really hadn't played a full-fledged Kirby game in a very, very long time. I really can't even remember when the last time I really played one was. But this one was just like straight up fun, cute. Like the levels are just all like intricately designed. They have those like little like speed run challenge levels that were just so addicting to the point where it's like you got to keep playing them just to get the high score. I don't know what made them so addicting because other games I've played have had those similar mechanics, but I didn't give a shit about. For some reason in Kirby, I gave a shit about them. And oh God. But like Kirby was just unadulterated, pure fun. And it was the funnest game that I played so far this year. And I still haven't beaten it yet because I got very close and I think I moved on to something else. But I need to go back into it. I need to get back into it. And Kirby, he's the most overpowered Nintendo character. And I will die on that hill. So, yeah. The motherfucker swallows a car and becomes a car.
Wait, didn't he swallow a bus too? Like in that game?
I don't know if he swallows a bus, but I mean, he swallowed a parking cone and he can like attack enemies as a parking cone. Just saying.
Yeah.
Him
like,
as the car was hilarious. I gotta say.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm really weak on that. I have the game in my library, but I just have never cracked it open and started playing it. Yeah, yes, I do buy Nintendo Switch games. I do.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, that was a big surprise for me. Mario, not Mario, Monster Hunter Stories 2 was a big surprise for me that I played this year. I didn't realize I'd have that much fun with it this year. And then Sonic Frontiers was another one that I was like, holy shit, this game is fun. You know, so those are the three big surprises for me this year. But obviously Kirby was the top one because I really honestly I think Game Boy was the last time I played any fucking Kirby games.
Holy shit, that's a long time.
Yeah, because I don't give a fuck about Kirby.
Yeah, same.
For some reason, Kirby and Forgotten Lands comes out. Kirby and Forgotten Lands come out, and I'm like, I'm all in on Kirby, and I'm thinking he's the most powerful Nintendo character, and I'll fight anybody on that. I don't know what you did, Kirby, to me. I don't know. You just kind of grabbed underneath there, and you just tickled it just enough.
Well, Stoy's talking good things about it, and I need to try it. I'll say that. Like here's one thing I know for sure. Like, I trust your guys' take on games. I do. You know. And
so why isn't Resident Evil 4 done then, huh? Hey,
I made many attempts to play Resident Evil 4, and at this point, I'm not going back. I'm just going to wait for the remake.
Okay.
Like, y'all can either respect me on that, or we can just move on,
or fight you,
or we'll just fight about it.
Yeah, we'll just fight about it.
Look, man, look, Andre. All I gotta do is tell you Luke Skywalker is the worst Jedi ever, and you're already devastated.
No, because I agree.
He is. Honestly, he is the worst Jedi in the world. Especially after watching The Force Awakens, it's like, what the fuck? Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, don't get me started on that.
Okay, so this will come as no surprise, but my favorite game that I played this year.
Can you hike up your glasses as you say the title of this game?
Please. Just do it.
Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak.
Ah, there it is. Yeah, you shouldn't do it at the same time, but that's okay. I'll accept it.
Can you just do it in the voice of Stoy? Monster Hunter Rise.
Monster Hunter Rise.
I can't do his patronizing voice. I can't do it. So please, Stoy. So I'm going to cue you up, and then you get ready. My favorite game that I played for 2022 is
Monster Hunter Rise to Sunbreak.
As everyone knows, I am a big Monster Hunter fan. I've been playing this game. I've been playing the Monster Hunter series for over 17 years now. And
actually? Like, no bullshit, 17 years?
The very first Monster Hunter game came out in 2004 on a PS2.
Holy, I did not know that.
And I have played every main entry to this series. I've even imported games, because that's how much I actually like the series. I imported games when they were never on sale in the United States. And yeah, so here I am, living proof that if you try hard enough, your obscure game can become a #1 seller, because like right now, Monster Hunter has outsold Street Fighter historically.
Wow.
It has outsold it. Yeah. Yeah, these latest entries like Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter Rise. But anyway, Rise. I did not know how much I was going to like Rise. You know, I knew I was going to like it, but I didn't know how well I was going to like it, because it was a different take on Monster Hunter World. And Monster Hunter World, when Monster Hunter World came out, it was like the perfect evolution of Monster Hunter. The game finally felt modern and stuff like that. So when the trailers and stuff came out for Rise, I was like, what in the Naruto Shippuden is going on in Monster Hunter right now?
Wow, you went full fucking nerd.
What?
Because that's what
in the Naruto Shippuden is happening.
You got your characters running along walls and stuff. They're riding on the backs of dogs and all this stuff. I'm like, what is going on here? You know, like,
oh, I get it. You're like, what in the anime just happened? Yeah.
This is the anime Monster Hunter game, and you know what? This is the Monster Hunter game I did not know I needed until I actually played it. Monster Hunter Rise has been so fun, but Sunbreak came out June this year, and it's the big expansion to Monster Hunter Rise, and it just ratcheted it up so much higher that it's like I've been playing it. like it's actually been getting in the way of me playing new games, which like Stoy, you'll be happy to hear that I have not played Monster Hunter in a month now.
Wow, that's actually surprising. Good for
I've
you.
not played Monster Hunter in a month now, and that's the only reason why I can say I've almost beaten Callisto Protocol, and I've actually tried to play front mission. That's the only reason why I can say that, because I have not played Monster Hunter, and I am missing out because like there was a title update 3 happened on Thanksgiving Day when I was out of town, and I just have not been able to play any of the new content. So there it is. But I am determined to not get back on Monster Hunter until I beat Callisto Protocol, because as soon as I beat Callisto Protocol, the next game I will be playing is Dead Space Remake.
Are you done at Uncharted 4?
No. No.
You should be almost done with Callisto Protocol. You should be almost done.
Yeah, I think I think I have maybe like 3 hours left in that game. Conservatively speaking, depending on how I play it. So Callisto Protocol, if I actually hi. So Callisto Protocol should be beat by or before the weekend at this point and stuff like that. So as soon as that happens, I can get back into Monster Hunter, because my favorite Elder Dragon got an evolution, and I want to play it and beat it and get his armor. That's my thing. So yeah, that's it. That's the list. That's my list. Andre, did you have any honorable mentions?
Yeah, Digimon Survive, as the guy said, it was on my list. I honestly didn't know if I should have it, because I didn't know how I felt about it.
Don't call me my name. No.
That's so awkward. It's so funny.
Mommy.
Yeah. For anyone that hasn't played. Sorry, my son was calling his mother by her actual name.
That's fine.
He's done it. Side tangent. We were at Old Navy one time, and I was trying to look for her, and I was like, "Candace, where are you?" And he's like, "Candace, where are you?" And I was like, "Oh god, that's so awkward." Anyway, Digimon Survive.
It'd been worse if you'd be calling her baby.
that would have been a little weird. I would have been like, "Hold up, wait a minute, this is weird." For anyone that hasn't been listening to the podcast, I have been playing Digimon Survive for, I swear to God, like 2 months. A long time. I just beat it. It's a game where you can play, where it has multiple endings, but to get the true ending, you have to beat it on New Game Plus. But New Game Plus is a different story involving the same characters. I started New Game Plus. It's very different, I can say that. But yeah, the game, I went into the game thinking of like, oh, a Digimon game. This is going to be all childlike fun. This shit got dark. There are kids dying. This shit went from like a Digimon, what you think, to like death. And I was like, this is insane.
Oh, they went the true anime route, because like,
homie, this shit, like when a kid died, his Digimon died, and I was like, I don't know what's worse, Timmy dying or freaking his Digimon dying. So yeah, it was a plot twist, so many twists and turns. Every choice you make turns the game to a different path. It was great. I love games like that. Digimon Survive, if you haven't checked it out, I know this one came out this year. I know it did. Okay, we're good. We're good. The only one I played this year.
One for 2022.
Yeah.
It did. Do you want your cookie now?
Yeah. Fist pump. Yeah. Honorable mention, Digimon Survive. That's all she wrote.
Go.
There it is.
All right. Well, you know what? We're at the end of the show now. Man, that was fun. Like,
yeah.
It's really cool sometimes when you don't have to talk about the news. You don't have to talk about 47 trillion like new games coming out during the week. You don't have to recap the Game Awards for like the third week in a row.
No, especially when.
Yeah. All right. So, all that being said, hey everyone, that's our show for tonight. As always, we'd like to thank you for tuning into the Crossroads Show. Before we head out, here's how you can get in touch and keep in touch with us here. Stoy, why don't you go first tonight?
I am on the EXP Cast. We're a video game podcast with the Boss Rush Network. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at EXPcast. And then you could follow me on Stoy MKE8 on Twitter.
All right, Andre.
What you're gonna do is open your phone, go on Instagram, type in ANNDRE_WILSON. That'll be me. In my bio, you'll see my link tree has all my links. Follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on YouTube. You can find me on OnlyFans. You can find my photography website there as well. All my stuff is there.
That's where a lot of his OnlyFans content comes from.
Heyo. As well as Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. Say hi. And drop your questions next year weekly for the show. So.
Yeah. All right. As always, you can find me on social media, as well as YouTube, Twitch, and various gaming networks like PlayStation Network and Steam by looking up Exodus 803. Wednesday nights normally is the Boss Rush podcast, which I'm one of the hosts for, but there's no new Boss Rush podcast until the new year, so there's that. I
have something I want to say. I've said this previously. I just want to say it now. Thank you guys for having me on this year. It's been fun. It's been great. I'm looking forward to 2023 with you guys every Tuesday. So I just want to quickly say that again. Thank you for taking me on as a young lad.
What a pal.
Andre, you're such a swell dude.
I'm a swell guy. Thanks guys. Thanks for opening a seat for me and coming to vibe with me every Tuesday. It's fun. It's been fun, and I look forward to doing it to next year and seeing where gaming takes us all. Because by the looks of it, 2023 in the first couple months is going to be expensive.
March is going to be beating everybody's ass.
March and April is just chalked.
You think March Madness is about NCAA basketball? No, it's about fucking video games.
Yeah, literal. Cyber March Madness for sure.
All right. Here's a few suggestions for your consideration to head on over to the bossrush.net and check out. Over on bossrush.net right now, check out the latest Boss Rush banner by Josh Martinez, where he asks you, what is your favorite winter-themed boss fight? It's interesting, it's unique, but basically if ice is involved, there you go. There's your winter themed boss fight right there. Also over there, our good friend Stephanie Klimov has a game review for Choo Choo Charles. That game that Stoy talked about 2 weeks ago on the show. Hilarity ensues. That's all. Yeah, you were out that episode, Andre.
Choo Choo Charles.
Choo Choo Charles. Yeah. And also. Boss Rush After Dark, episode 47, featuring Corey, Stephanie, Stoy, and myself. It's called Wrap It Up, and basically we talked about like our the outcomes of our Spotify Wrap for the year and a couple of other adult topics that if you want to learn more about that stuff, head over to bossrush.net and check out the Patreon information over there, and you'll find out how you can start checking out the early episodes of Boss Rush After Dark. It's a fun show. It's something a little bit different than what we normally do on the network because we talk about grown folk stuff over there. So yeah, there you go. All that and more can be found over at bossrush.net. So please, for even more of that unique and interesting content, definitely head over there and see what's going on from our talented team of writers, content creators, and contributors over there. If you'd like to keep the conversation going with us, you can find the Crossroads Game Podcast on Twitter at Crossroads_VGP. If you enjoyed this show, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe on the YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a new episode when it comes out. And also over on the podcast side, leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening to it at and let us know you love us. Hey, everyone. This has been episode 104 of the Crossroads Game Podcast. We appreciate you for hanging out with us this year. It's been fun, but we've got a lot more in store for you, so please stick around. We will be back in 2023 for episode 105, and just be ready. We're gonna have some fun.
Also, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, obviously.
All that stuff.
all that fun stuff.
All that stuff. Go out there, be kind to everybody, play games, be better, of course. Spend some time with your loved ones. You only have but so many loved ones. Spend that time with them. This is that time of year, and I'm not always all warm and gushy about this stuff, but please, if you got people you cherish in your life, this is the time to let them know that you love and cherish them. Spend it with them, things like that. And also have some fun. It's the spirit of the season. Give a little. If you get some stuff, yay. But give some of that stuff. You guys got any parting words before we head out?
Go be that drunk uncle who gets drunk off spiced eggnog at a party and do something stupid.
Spread COVID conspiracies. That's always fun.
There you go. That's
You do
going
that?
on.
They were doing that at Thanksgiving. Come on, guys.
Yeah, keep it going. Keep it going.
Yeah, just keep the trend going. But no,
Keep the train going. Come on.
honestly, spend time with loved ones and don't be an asshole in gaming. So.
Have fun.
For real. Yes. All right, everyone. We love you. We'll see you in the new year. Have a good night.
Later.